my good friend. See, I call Carlitos. Everyone calls Carlitos Carl, and I go, his name's not Carl, his name's Carlitos.
Carlitos.
So,
Yeah.
That's what I say, but I just want to clear this up once and for all.
And that's it.
Who are you, and where do you come from?
I am who I am, and I come from Spain.
But myself and Carlitos have played for years now. He's a very, very talented guitarist and singer, and so has been involved in some of the studio work to pull us together, and we'll be involved in the performance. Lee is a pianist as well as a stressing and sound engineer. So for the first time last night, I kind of put this thing in order, kind of began to shape it in a way that it's got an act 1 and it's got an act 2, and it's got scenes and stuff. And apparently Google says that there makes it a musical. So that's what's happened. That's what it says. Says it's a musical. So can I get a screen share?
Yeah,
I suppose so.
Yeah. Brian, we might have some more people joining us.
Okay. Well, we'll hang on for a little bit.
Just so you know, they may be popping in because we had a lab online this morning, but I think people are getting a little bit tired sitting by their computer.
Yeah,
So,
I get that, man.
But I do believe some more will join us. They'll just have to find the Zoom link and get in. So just so you know, yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
I
think Caracola is also coming.
Proper musicals, like big time musicals.
Proper musical.
Like West End musicals.
In London.
Do you need any London advice? There you go.
We're proper,
really.
but they're just West End. They're a bit,
Sorry, guys.
West End with this. I might just do that. Or we might just do that. So I want to share something. Look at that.
Wow, that's brilliant.
So at the top of it, it's the title is, as we've been working with, is Born by the River. And we did have like a dual title of The Last Pirate. So I kind of just said, I'll put them together. But I think it's going to be Born by the River, but just like saying the word pirate, so we'll put that in as well.
It makes sense, Brian, because every time I introduce it to people, I say Born by the River, and then I say it's about the last pirate.
It is, yeah. So I think it's working as it is. Until someone tells us that looks stupid, take it out. I think that's what I will kind of present it. And as it says there, it's the daughter of a merchant seaman who sails out the port of Liverpool. Aggie has the wanderlust and is determined to sail the world and seek adventures against her father's wishes. But the seas are no place for a girl, is what they say. Where will the wind blow her? So that's kind of how it's kind of framed. So if you had a Hollywood blockbuster and you need to create a paragraph, I think that's what you do. So that's what I've done.
I'm in already. It's hooked me.
Lee thinks he's ready. So because then their musicals have 2 acts. This also has 2 acts. And so the first act and scene 1 is Aggie, full name Agnes, at age 11 years old, is longing for her father to return from the sea. So to pass the time, she plays with friends. She is the captain of her own seafaring crew, with a scarf tied to the mast. So this first track is called Farewell, and it's kind of a song of the sea and a song of travel and a song of friendship, I suppose. Can you hear that?
We can't hear it. We can't hear sound. Sometimes you have to enable sound on your on the Zoom.
Okay.
It's meters wide.
There you go.
Is it very high pitched for dogs? Is it a dog?
Yeah, it's a.
I
was the very low pitched relevance.
That's what it says. Zoom meeting's higher up there.
Alex, it's the ants version.
The ants version.
Right. Try that now. Oh, okay. I see. By the way, this is our sound engineer. It's not looking good, is it? Do you apologise in advance? You have to do it before. You can't do it. No, we're not hearing it, bud. I've got to keep talking, apparently. I might just do this one with my guitar, I think. Oh.
Alexis, I messaged Damien and Emma and Caracola so far, and Joel, to see if they're coming. To if they can.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Caracola had said to me that she was coming, but I think for some reason she thinks it's at 6:30, or she's only free from 6:30.
Oh, she might be free from 6:30 because she's got school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think she'll pop on then.
Annika as well, just in case. I don't actually have her phone number.
No, I don't.
Has anyone got her phone number? Have you got her phone number?
I don't have her number.
I'll send her a messenger.
Yeah, I got her phone number.
He's still pressing loads of buttons, so he looks like he's got it.
You sending her a message? Yeah, yeah, great. It would be nice if they might have thought it was a bit later or something. I'm not sure.
Anna can maybe work it. I think she's teaching.
Share it as an audio file. Can you not share it as an audio file, Brian?
No. Can you hear it? Could you play it?
We heard something.
Yeah?
Zoom is a wonderful thing.
No? No.
We just heard, and that's it.
Fortunately, it's not my mate.
Is it possible to share somebody else's sound while somebody's sharing a screen?
That is my mic on.
Oh, maybe that's the thing, yeah.
I think Brian, to allow us to hear sound on Lee's computer, we might need you to stop sharing your screen.
Oh, okay.
I think it might be that.
My fault, is it?
Oh, so it's my fault now, is it?
It's your fault. It always is.
Unless you've
Okay.
unless you've got it on your computer and can share it while.
Oh, what a
Hey, come on, Brian.
Well done, Austin.
Brian, honestly.
Again.
That's pie for you. That's pie. Pirate pie.
Any tech questions, I'm afraid we always go to Austin.
Always at the head.
Just put the volume to the starter, so we're just
Got it well trained.
Nice.
Cool.
So that should be the a female voice singing that. It's just that's me doing falsetto. So I
I
apologise.
thought it was a female.
It kind of was. I was playing a role.
Okay.
I was wearing a dress. I don't care. I'll do that. I don't care.
Fine.
You role play.
Can I just interrupt for 1 second
No.
and say happy birthday to Susie, who stood behind you.
Hey.
Happy birthday!
Love you.
Hey!
It's good to see you.
So there's a bit of work to do on that percussion wise to kind of just give us some rhythm and give us a little bit more drive. But essentially that's kind of, it's kids playing at being sailors and being pioneers and being adventurers. And so that's why it's a bit childlike and it's a bit kind of, it'll have all those things. And in terms of scene wise, I was thinking something around, it kind of fits in with, the Ship of Fools and the thought around making a vessel out of, random objects. So the kids have made the ship out of all these random objects, and it's just kind of like, imagining and envisioning that kind of that existence of being adventurers and pirates of the seas. So that's the first kind of that's the first scene that hopefully created the tone for the rest of it. So moving on from that one, where's my little script I had? I did have one there. Here it is. So the second song in the scene is where it all began. Really, it's the first song that I kind of put down that began, but once the pirate seed was dropped by these two young ladies here, it began. I began to think about my own daughter and her lust for travel, and so this is a song I wrote because she told me I asked her to promise me if she went to travel, you can travel wherever you want, but come home. And she said to me, I can't promise you that. And so this song is about not being able to promise a return because the wanderlust is so strong. So this one's called Don't Wait For Me, or Wanderlust. So that's a big piratey song, a big woohoo. And so that song kind of Aggie kind of just on the way home from playing with the friends, they walk past a pub, a bar, and they hear all these songs. So they open the door and there's all these sailors and pirates singing that song. And so as it drops, the key drops, and you hear a little bit more about that's Aggie and her sister singing to each other about imagining what it'd be like to be those sailors and to sail the seas. So that's the kind of how that song is introduced. It's a load of drunken sailors singing about the which is great. You can't beat a good gang of drunken sailors. So that's the second song. I think that's our first scene, is it not? It is.
That song's got a real shanty feel to it, hasn't it, as well? When you hear it not on Zoom, you can really get the soundscape of that. It's very atmospheric, actually.
I can imagine it's a big song, that, so I can see that on scale because of that creating real movement. So the second scene is as Aggie is walking, turning home, a friend rushed to her and say, "Your father's home." So they rush back to the house to see her father. And this comes from a story that my gran told me of coming home to a house and a father that arrived. Yeah, my great-grandfather was a merchant seaman. She arrived back to the house to see her father unloading monkeys and parrots. That's what they used to do. They used to bring parrots and monkeys up to sell them. That was the kind of the little extras they came home. And so that's very much of a story told to me by my gran. And so they embrace, obviously they welcome each other. And then as they're kind of sitting around the table that evening talking about his travels, Aggie kind of says, "I want to go to sea." And her father obviously says, "You can't, there's no place for the lady, no place for the girl to go to travel." So they tell her this tale of the sirens trying to dissuade her from going to sea, but it actually gives her more kind of appetite to travel. This song is actually sang by Jane. Jane sang this track, and this is the song about the sirens. Every good pirate song needs a song about sirens, and so this is our attempt of that.
To
that's the bubble. That's the bubble. So that's very much that's mum and dad singing that story to Aggie to try and dissuade her, but it does exactly the opposite. Did you want to say something, Austin?
I thought it was beautifully sophoric or sophorific. Maybe want to go to sleep. It's like a little bedtime tale. It's lovely.
Just calling to the bed of the sea. It's dragging. It's bringing you kind of. That's what's just kind of hypnotic. Hopefully.
Brian, have you thought about put some wave sound, like sea sound, into it?
Yeah.
Like
No.
you know.
I've spent so much time doing like checking soundtracks for creaking ships and everything the last few weeks. But so yeah, there's definitely absolutely, and there is some in other tracks later on as well. So we're in scene 2 still. So we got Wanderlust, is that? Oh yeah. So have we done that yet? We kind of. So there's a reprise in this from the second track, the Wait for Me Wanderlust. We just did Wanderlust with vocals. No guitars. Yeah, I can play that now. So this is like a reprise of the first track, just kind of a version of you think.
Don't wait for me. Go sail the 7 seas. Go sail them alone.
And that's kind of as a father returns to sea. Aggie sings that song of kind of the yearning and the loss of a father again to the waves. So it's a nice way to kind of revisit that song as that and kind of evokes that emotion. Hopefully, so we're going to scene 3 now, Lee. We've got a 3rd scene. Get on that. Oh yeah, I haven't recorded this song yet. It's only just born itself like a week ago. But it's a lot darker than I think we've done, and because it kind of represents the kind of the fury of the sea and the dark side of the sea. So it's a bit electronic. It's more electronic than anything I've done as part of this, and it'll move the room. Hopefully, all the lampshades and everything will start to shake and this kind. So I'll keep that one in the bag until next. That's exactly that. The candelabras yet. I love it. And that's when a father returns, when Aggie's 18, and so that kind the Emerald Sea, it's called that one, I think. Emerald Sea, and as a father returns over the Irish Sea, he hits storm, and as he comes into port, Aggie's is there waiting for him. So this is scene 3. Emerald Seas, and it's the reprise of Silence, which, do you want to just do that? So it's kind of revisiting that song again, because Aggie and her father, as soon as he comes into port, she's like straight to it. You've got to take me with you next time you go. I have to go with you. I've got to go to sea. And so they have a disagreement, they have an argument where he says, absolutely, you'll know over my dead body, you're not going to sea. So that's what this brings, that emotion of her longing for that. As opposed to actually deter it, it's actually fueled a desire to travel more. So you get the sense of that. So the next song, we've nicknamed this the Dockers song because it's remnant of that kind of forced labour, because that's what the dockers were. They were paid a pittance in the city, and so they were virtually slaves to the dock companies. We'll go from the beginning with this. this is a, again, I've tried not to stay to one kind of genre of music like this. Not that I've tried, it's just the way it's happened. I'll not pretend that I've like orchestrated this anyway. These have just been kind of the shared as they've come to us, and as myself and Lee and Matt, I've like literally gone, this is an idea, let's just get it down. A lot of this stuff that we're sharing with tonight is the initial kind of, let's just get something down, let's try and shape it. So this is called Born by the River. This is the title for the piece, but this is my nickname for it is the Dockers song, because it's about the Dockers. And during this, there's passages where it drops into an F, and so there's some kind of almost like a narrative being sung over it. I haven't fully recorded that yet, but this song is the night when she steals away to stow away on the ship. So she tips the ways down the stairs and she steals into the night and goes to the dock and crawls onto the and hides on the ship to stow away. So this is Born by the River. Featuring Carlitos. Carlitos was on this. Carlitos sang and played on this. Here we go. So a bit of a departure from previous. That's a, yeah, don't know what that quite is. Is it hip hop? I don't know what it is. It's got that kind of groove to it, but yeah, made up with that. Lead on keys there, Diamond. Jane on vocals, Colly's on vocals and guitar, so that was that just happened. And that's the beauty of having a studio where you can just respond instinctively to what's happening rather than thinking too much about it, which is one way of doing it, I suppose. So, Brian, I can't see a thing without my glasses. So we're into scene Act 2. So you've had your you've been to the bar. Apparently, that's what you do in the theatre. You've had your cocktail, chocolate ice cream. Lee has chocolate ice cream. He has cocoa. No, he doesn't drink beer. So we come. So this one, scene 4 is she's on board and she realizes it's a slave ship. Something that I haven't mentioned. There's something that's not a part of it. This is 1787, 70. That kind of period where slaves were still leaving Liverpool, slave ships were still leaving Liverpool, pirates were still active, privateers were still active. So it's all kind of it fits within the time period. And so this song is like, it's a duet between Aggie and one of the sailors that are on the ship. And so she's all starstruck and, she's actually achieved what she wanted to do, but the sailor's like, this is the worst place on earth. So this is that kind of conversation.
Shine bright, shine. Starlight, starlight. Shine bright, shine bright. Wake up, sleepyhead. The sky is yours. The night is yours. bright, shine bright.
So that's that. A bit rocky, nice one. Thank you, thanks. What was that called? Starlight.
Starlight.
Yeah.
Brian,
Yes,
have
sir.
you heard of a song called Pyramid Song by Radiohead?
Yes, yeah.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, there's a bit of a chord and stuff. It's a, it's a,
Yeah.
there's a chord and stuff which is similar. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. The next track we've not completed that, so I'm not.
I don't know what the sound came across like for everyone. Mine's not great on here. It might just be because I've not got headphones, but there's a real crashing of waves as part of that. It sounds amazing, but I don't know whether you've got that or not, because I was struggling to hear your like response part on that. I don't know whether that's just mine or not, but it sounds so much better in real life.
No, I think there's two parts there, and one is bright. We went through it earlier. It was fine here, but it just doesn't. It was the same playback here. It wasn't as mixed or measured as, but it's a Zoom link, so we will take as we can.
Yeah, no, I just so that it wasn't meant to be that. I'm just going to disappear for literally 1 minute. I've got to go and put the ducks away. I'll be back.
What's a worrying thing is there, not these ducks?
Say good night to them for me, please, Jane.
Give them a kiss.
So we'll move to scene 5, and it kind of, this is when we arrive at a port, because what isn't in here, Aggie actually sabotages the ship, so they have to pull into port so she can get off the slave ship, because she realizes she's with a place that she doesn't want to be. So she sabotages it, and we think on the land somewhere in the Canary Islands or something like that, because obviously it's on its way to Africa. And so she comes across a group of buccaneers and hears them singing this song, and it's very much about that, heading out, maybe north, maybe south. So that's just a little taste of that, but it's very much the young pirates, the young, just in port, just singing about kind of, getting out of town, getting on a boat and just going for it. So Aggie becomes, she jumps ship, she jumps from the slaver ships, and she throws caution to the wind, and she jumps on the buccaneer with these group of young upstarts, young pirates, or whatever you want to call them. Pirates, let's call them pirates, let's call them what they are. And so the main pirate is John Henry, obviously the most dashing of the lot and the leader, and he gets an idea. He's going to woo Aggie. So this song is him trying to woo Aggie into have his wicked way with it, but obviously he doesn't. But there you go. So this song is called "Shake Off Your Day." Are you rude? The candelabras worked really well then, Alexis. So that's kind of brings us up to speed. We were just kind of discussing whether we've got the next track on here to share. Obviously, there's a reprise of "Don't Wait for Me" because she's actually kind of she is living the dream now in terms of she is the sailor and she is part of that crew and she is. Do you want to do a little version of it? Go on. We're just going to throw a little version of it to get just quite quickly. Go on. Take two. Go on. Vocals, go on.
I feel like I'm at a concert. This is brilliant.
We're literally just doing this on the fly here.
Did you do Heading Out? Have you done that?
Yeah, you missed Heading Out, sorry.
Oh, I like that one.
I'll play for you later, it's okay.
Thank you.
Go on. So just to say on this as well, we're still in conversations with a couple of other musicians, some like traditional musicians in terms of banjo players and squeeze box players. So we're going to kind of bring it back to that kind of more traditional use of instruments as well. So that version of that tune will be really kind of traditional instruments, and it won't kind of involve too much of the electronic sounds with that one. But yeah, so we're still kind of bringing that group of musicians together to begin to approach this and shape it up as we go. So the next track on this is the Emerald song, which we haven't kind of, I think I shared it with Alexis last week. I just sent her the kind of a quick version of it, just to give it a little sense of where that is. But this next track isn't anywhere near complete already. I'm still working with this, but this is the anarchy song of the bunch of songs that we put together, and this is very much about taking it back, taking control. It's the lines, the first verse is, I'm sure you'll agree, we work hard just to breathe. Wealth and greed united keeps the poor on their knees. And so that's the sense of it. So we're going to take it back. It's that kind of, because so it's very much about, it's about where we're at right now. We're kind of realizing that there is an uprising, and we're going to take it back. But that's, yeah. Have we got the vocal for that? Go on, I'm just going to play this, but probably just the vocal, but you'll get a sense. It's the angry song in the set. It's the Rage Against the Machine tune. Vocal on the guitar, yeah.
Well, I'm sure you'll agree. We work hard just to breathe. Wealth and greed united keeps the poor on their knees. Take it back, take it
Yes.
What does anyone know?
The verse is the
How can anyone grow? It's to the world's divided, and we're taking control.
So that gives a sense of how pissed off they are and how angry they are, and so what happens there is they attack a naval ship and they take control of it, and so that is very much the battle scene of the piece, I suppose. So it's a bit chaotic, crash bang. What it's really it's going to be full on hell and fury on that one, I think, so far. But still keeping it within the traditional instruments, to be fair. I still wanted to kind of feature those banjos and the squeeze boxes on that. But there's a drum pattern on that, which is very tribal as well. So it kind of adds to all that sense of anarchy and what we're trying to get across with that. So this what results in the battle is Aggie she's mortally injured, mortally wounded. And so she's dying, and so she asks John Henry to take her home, to take her back to English soil, to be with her family, and so this is as the ship's coming up the Mersey. It's a mill pond. It's still as the night, and this is John Henry kind of, I suppose, saying goodbye to Aggie. because Aggie is the last pirate. That's the story. I'm sorry I'm sorry. Kill the heroine. I'm sorry. So that's John Henry saying goodbye to Aggie, and so if you looked at what Aggie did in the first scene when she was playing, she tied the scarf to the mast because she had a very distinctive scarf that her father bought for her, and when she sailed into Liverpool, her sister Queenie noticed the ship coming into the port with the scarf tied to the mast, so she knew that was her sister. So she travels to the port, to the Garston where the last pirate is buried, where Aggie is buried, and someone welcomes her, and she then sings the final song to Aggie, which is the reprise of the first song, which is Farewell. But these, just to say before this final song, I've sang these songs, but and others have sang them. This is open to other voices. I'm not a singer. I've just vocalized melody in order to kind of to demonstrate the scope of this piece of work. So thanks for listening first.
You're a genius, Brian. You're a genius.
Hey, who me? I don't speak any English. Sorry, what you say?
You're a genius, a genio.
I hope you enjoyed that. That was, as I say, that's just a soundscaping exercise, just a kind of first run through. And I really appreciate you taking the time to hear it, just to give me that opportunity to share it with you. Thanks very much, everybody.
Can I put it out to people if anyone wants to feedback? Any ideas, things that are coming through? Because we're going to be making this in June, July. So, like, any feedback? Don't all speak at once.
Well, I like to say, it's just, Brian, thank you, and all of you who've been working on this. I guess you've not been working on your own on it. I imagine. No. Beautiful and sad, powerful. Yeah, really touched by it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That's amazing. Thank you. Go
on. I'll echo what Isabel said. It's absolutely gorgeous. In every musical, there's a crazy ballad halfway through that somebody sings, some sort of love song-y thing. In musical terms, it's a song nobody likes in the show almost, but there's always a moment that one of the lead characters has a song that is kind of heartbroken. I'm just wondering I'm just placing that as a seed, really. Write one that somebody likes, like, you know, don't write a rubbish one. But there's always a song within a show that needs to tilt things. And the question I had was, who do you imagine performing it when we come through to June or July? Because there's a few names that popped into my brain, like local actresses mostly, who've toured West End shows and stuff like that, who've got chops and acting ability. So I just wondering who you were thinking for that.
It's an open book, that one, Austin, to be honest with you. I've got a couple of people that I'd like to have a conversation with about it, but no, it's an open book, and so yeah, I'm more than happy to speak to anyone about it.
Great.
And Brian, about music, is it played live or is it just recorded and played in the well, you know?
I'd like to play it live. I'd like to do it live. Yeah, that's what we are, mate, isn't it? That's what we are.
Hello, Brian. You okay? You know I love you a lot. Yeah.
No, you're there, mate. 100%.
Yay. I'll make sure I'll fuck it up.
Damien and Emma, you had your hands up.
Yes, I really enjoyed it. I love the last song. I was thinking, I was imagining myself like driving like a lot of hours and have a good music and okay, I am comfortably driving a lot because I have a good music with me. It's nice.
Thank you very much. If a good driving song is a good driving song, isn't it? That's important.
That's why we have so many accidents. It's because of you, Brian. You make too good songs.
I love it a lot, and I see it's. I don't know if it's difficult to explain. I see we have a big window in front of us, and we have the sun that in a moment entered, and the moment no, and in the ground there is a big swimming pool, and I listen to music and see the light enter in the window and it move with the reflection of the swimming pool. It is so wonderful. Oh, wow. I see really with music the world that change and dance is amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for the music.
Caracalla, we can't hear you. No. You mime it? Oh, we can't hear you. No.
Hola.
Yeah.
Hey. No, we're gone again.
Adiós.
Briefly.
No te escuchamos. Dale. Otra vez. No te escuchamos ahora.
¿Ahora me escuchan?
Ahora sí. Sí.
¿Ahora sí? Bueno. A pleasure to hear the music. I was saying that I came to the house, it was snowing, and when I started hearing, it was the opposite, a little bit of what she was saying, Emma. It was between the cold of the snow and the wind. I feel this music like very like wind movements, like a wind that takes you, no? A cold wind.
Yes, yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that. Thank you.
I have so much to say, but I will try to keep it short. First of all, I'm so happy to hear more Scouse accents in my life because I went to uni in Liverpool at LIPA, so it's really nice to get the accent back. I'm like, yes, more of this, especially how you said my name. That was so good. Made me happy. I think it's amazing. Like, I think the character is so relatable. I I find it relatable anyway, because I'm from Dundee in Scotland, and like kind of a similar situation with my dad. Like I've never really been home, but I'm an artist and performer, so I just kind of travel everywhere, and so yeah, I can really relate to that character very much. So it's so I think it's very relatable, and I love that you've taken influences from like your life and your family, and like I just think that's an incredible thing to have creatively to work with, and I think it's really come through, especially like it was hard to hear the entirety of the tracks, obviously through Zoom, but I think the ones that you were speaking about had influence on you. I felt like were the strongest. I don't know if it's just because of how I felt connected to it, but that was kind of what I felt like. And the vocals on it are amazing. Like some of these like the falsetto stuff is going to sound beautiful, like really good. So yeah, I am so excited. It's just got me like, I can't wait now. I'm like, right, just get me out, because I'm in Sweden at the moment. I don't live in the UK. So I'm like, right, ready to come to the UK.
Oh,
so thank you so much.
Oh no, thank you so much. And I can't wait to kind of, get into a space where we can all begin to really immerse ourselves in this and really begin to enjoy just working together and being in the same space. And yeah, but thank you. That means a lot.
Well, Brian, can you tell me, so what's the next step, for example, now? So, well, sorry, I'll say it in Scouse, so she hears me. All right, mate, so what's the next step, mate, because I'm in here, and I'm just waiting for you, lad.
I'm more interested, Carlos.
So, anyway, just jokes.
We've got a schedule. We're gonna start like kind of connecting now from this, Carlitos. We should like meet at least regularly or weekly, me, you, Lee, Jane, and begin to talk about who else we're going to bring in and what it means and what the steps are. We've got an engagement program that we're working on with Alexis on. And so we've got to begin to develop everything, begin to build it up so we get to a position that because it's just, right now it's just a bag of songs with a piece of paper. It needs to be, there's a lot that needs to be done. So, but yeah, the next step is begin to meet regularly and
record.
Please.
Okay.
Get a rehearsal room. When was the last time we did that? It's just to get into a space where it doesn't start to. Yeah, it's just to create.
But 2 meters apart, yeah.
Oh, obviously.
Just because you sting, I don't care about virus.
No, you can stay half a mile apart. You can stay.
I can smell you from here.
Yeah, but that's the next step, is just revisiting. And as Austin said, there's more tracks. There's a couple more tracks in this, I think, and that should be a collaborative thing. No, it shouldn't be. We should continue to kind of that. The way I work, and I enjoy my enjoyment in creativity is to work with others and respond to kind of to others. That's the way I work. So there's a couple more tracks in there, I think. So that's.
Jules, we got Jules from LA here. I wonder did you want to say anything?
I would love to. Yeah. I really liked all of the music a lot. I think it's got really nice melodies that are really strong, and the instrumentation is great. Like, I think it's going to be a nice mix. I'm one of the musicians, so it's a good. I think it's going to be a really nice mix of all of us together to have a big cohesive sound. It's exciting. I like what you're bringing to the table.
That's great news. Nice one. And thanks. That means a lot in terms of to have that kind of the recognition of that there is there's a strong musicality to this, and there is just and sometimes I don't always get the right tone, and I understand and it's going to take a lot of different voices to kind of really bring this to life, and so I'm looking forward to the collaboration element of this project for sure. Do you have something to say, Lee?
It's actually really nice, to see to have the picture now of the scenes and the music together. That's really the first time that we've actually done that ourselves. We'll sit there in the dark writing stuff, and then we'll play something, and then we'll sit and write something about a scene. But today's really the first time to actually hear the music alongside all of that for us as well. And it's so exciting to think what could come from that now.
I mean, like it was really like following the whole story. It was just so lovely, just sitting back, and I really got involved, and I was really emotional when she came back on the Mersey with the scarf and the music. I was really emotional. So it's like it's beautiful. I mean, like Jules, just so you know, what we got is we've got multiple well, not really that many productions, but we've got the Libertalia, and then we've got Born by the River, The Last Pirate. I have to say the full name from now on. and so they're going to be sort of driving next to each other and interlinking and using the same set, and then as artists we're going to connect in and weave in to it. So a lot of the people who were working on the Libertalia will then connect and work into the musical. And we've got artists that will be coming from 7 different countries online and then physically together, COVID willing, to realise this musical in June, and the Libertalia happening as a sort of work in progress. So in a way, they're all going to be work in progresses. So we're just starting the journey, really. Yeah. Don't wait for us.
But just in terms of that specific scene on the Mersey and that song, the song in which he says goodbye, I can just see Ariel with that. I can just see an aerial performance with that and that kind of space and that. Yeah.
I'm thinking aerial performance with vocals, Shanna.
I'm thinking earless. I'm thinking vocals. So excited. Oh!
Excellent.
Yuel's the only one who's not spoken. He might be cooking. He's disappeared. Yuel's maybe usually cooking potatoes at this point for his kids. So he might have disappeared, but it'd be nice to get a bit of feedback from him as well, because I know he's listening intently. But I think that's everybody who's fed back. Yeah, and so there'll be some, like, once we've got the full group of the international artists who will be sort of co-creating the sort of, it's like there's the team leading it, and then there's them coming in, I suppose students, but participants to take it forward. And we're also talking about possibly bringing some young people, some of the safe young people into this as well. So it's going to grow and grow. It sounds like we've got a massive battle scene. So, yeah. We might need some battle reenactment people with cannons.
No, but just to be, I just want to thank everyone for taking the time to get involved and share this with you tonight, and thanks everyone for your really positive comments. Thanks.
Brian, we got a message from Yuel on the chat here. He says, lovely music, makes me want to sing, and we really want to hear Yuel sing. So that's a really good comment.
Excellent news.
Before we go, I really would love to hear Born by the River again, because I think some people came in late. Okay. It just would be really lovely to hear that before we go, if that's okay with everybody.
Absolutely.
Brian, I think we need to re-record that. I mean, record it again.
Yeah, sure. This was just a scoping out, and it gives us this opportunity to share, and we'll do all that, mate. We'll do all that. We'll get a proper sound engineer and everything.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You can work with this.
And for anyone who did come in late, we're recording it, and I'll stick it onto the Google Drive. It's just been beautiful to just hear the whole thing all the way through. It's been emotional.
Yeah, because Brian, you created a picture out of your songs. So that's, I think, the most difficult thing you can make out of music is to show an image, because music is sound. But what is difficult from a song is to express what you're trying to express. If I want to say like, I'm cooking potatoes, for example, as we were saying before, you with the song, you don't say I'm cooking potatoes. No, you say with the song, with the sound of it, it brings you that image, and that's what you've done. And I'm so impressed.
Oh, thanks, mate.
But Jane is here, so I will not do it.
Thanks, buddy. And over to you, Lee. Go for it. I'm not top. You gotta go for it. There you have it. Good shout, Isabel. Finish on there.
Thank you. Super groovy, says you. Well, I think he can't speak at the moment, so he's sending some messages here.
Thank you. That's brilliant. I'm gonna send the recording link around so that everybody's got it, and it's really useful to sort of start the process. And I think I'll probably even share it with the partners, and so we can start getting things moving. It's so exciting.
Yep. Okay.
Thanks again, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
See you soon.
Really exciting. See you all soon. Lots of love.
Adios.
Adios, everyone.
Ciao, ciao.
Muchas gracias.
See you later, kids.
All right, last.